When you don't know where to get started with making art, sometimes having some prompts can be just the thing you need. So I have this little stack of art prompts and I'm pulling 3 of them off the top of my deck. We'll see what they are and we'll figure out which one to start with. We've got add a grid. So I'm taking a ruler and a colored pencil and adding a grid to the page. If you want to follow along with these prompts, you can interpret them in a totally different way, or you can do them the same way I'm doing this. Okay, so I've got the grid going down, and then I have 2 more prompts that I can choose from at the top there and kind of figure out which one I'm going to do next. One is to add some bold color, and another is to stamp with some found objects or object. I'm going to go with stamping with a found object next, and I went and foraged in my kitchen and I found a couple things. I'm going to be using some acrylic paint. This paint is pretty thick, so I'm going to water it down with some water so that I can stamp with it a little bit more easily. I'll thin it down. This color is called Burnt Umber. Love this color. And I'm using a fork and a kind of credit card key card from a hotel that I save. Great for printmaking. So taking that fork, putting some stamps all over the page. I could have been kind of more systematic or deliberate, but I decided I wanted these to be random all over the page, and I'm going to do something similar with the room card. So making some marks in some of those empty spaces all over the paper. And then our next card that I'm going to work from, and I'm starting to think about this at this point, is to use a bold color. So I'm thinking about what that bold color might be. Now this stamping leaves the paint pretty wet and thick, so I have to step away and give it a second to dry. I'm going to add a couple papers underneath my pages because I know I'm going to paint over the edge, and I'm using an oil pastel and more acrylic paint for this step. So I decided to use a magenta reddish color for my bold color, and I'm going to use a similar color in both the paint and the oil pastel. So first oil pastel is going down, and as a counterpoint to those straight lines from the stamping, I thought I would make some round shapes and lines with this stage of the bold color. This is the kind of magenta color that's thinned down with a little bit of water, and the final step in my art prompt series. So like I said, when you don't know what to do, sometimes having some prompts to get you going can be just the thing to get those ideas flowing and get some marks on the page.